Hello, District 81 Toastmasters, Mark Brown here, fellow West Indian from Jamaica, a 1995 World Champion of Public Speaking. I'm sending this short video as a follow-up to our webinar we had earlier this week. We couldn't get to all of your questions and a few of you sent some in, so I'll try to answer them quickly here right now. And the first comes from, I believe, Jason in St. Lucia. How do you overcome the challenge of word selection? Well, words are our tools as speakers, right? And we often want to try to find the best word to give the audience the best picture of what we're trying to talk about, be it a description of an individual, a situation or a scene, an emotion or a condition. So think of the adverbs and verbs that you use to help reinforce your message. If someone was in a hurry, you want to say they hurriedly came through the door. Or if somebody had a strong emotion, say he angrily yelled at her. How could you do that? So use adverbs to reinforce the message. Use descriptors so the audience can not only hear, but they can see. And sometimes you want to choose a better word. You could say something is big or large or huge. But maybe a better word is massive. And if you're not sure how to find those words, I recommend a website called thesaurus.com. Or if you've got an app on your phone that does thesaurus or dictionary, you can certainly use that app, or even in your word processor, you can look at thesaurus and find other words that can help to paint a better picture of what you're trying to describe. These are tools that you can use because remember, you want to make your words so powerful that the audience will not only hear it, but they'll see it, and more importantly, they will experience it. The second question, I think, is also from Jason. It's very interesting. Here's the question. Is it normal to be sitting at home and just start a speech out loud with no one around? That's not so abnormal. I always get my best speech ideas while I'm alone and find myself practicing out loud for a speech that may or may not ever happen. Well, you know what? There may be gold in those moments of solitude. So here's my suggestion. Keep a recording device handy. It could be as simple as your mobile device like I have here, or maybe you have one of those fancy digital recording devices nearby. And when you feel the urge to start talking, just push record. Let it play, talk for a minute or 2 or 10, however long you feel you need to talk. At the end of it, stop, play it back, and give a listen. You might find the entire thing is the beginning of a good speech. Maybe you find a paragraph or even a sentence, or maybe you get an idea from what you have said. And that way, may or may not be a speech, might end up will be a speech because you find some value, you find some nuggets, some idea, some concept, some principle, or a story that really resonates. Record yourself. That way you don't lose the idea, you don't lose the inspiration, you don't lose a message an audience may need to hear. Next question comes to us from Sasha in the Cayman Islands. What is the best way to overcome the fear of public speaking? I guess that's a question people ask all over the world. And I suggest to you, Sasha and friends, it may not be a fear of public speaking at all. Say what? Yes, I suggest it might not be a fear of public speaking. It might be a fear of public embarrassment. We're often very self-conscious. How will the audience see me? Are they seeing my hair, my clothes, my face? I don't look so good. I don't have the right earrings on. I'm too fat or too thin. And we get very self-conscious. And the fear is not so much about speaking, but it's really about public. So how do you overcome that? First of all, understand this. Please get this. Your audience does not want you to fail. Your audience does not come there to judge you. If your audience was not there to hear you, then they wouldn't be there at all. Think about this. Have you ever been to a performance, a play or a musical or a concert when somebody forgot their lines or somebody forgot their words? Do you find yourself willing them to remember? You say, please remember the line. Come on, don't forget the line. Don't forget the line. You find yourself willing them to succeed. It happened to even the best of us. A few years ago, my friend, good friend, and 2000 world champion Ed Tate gave the keynote speech at the Toastmasters International Convention. And a minute into his speech, he went completely blank. And almost 2,000 people were saying, come on, Ed, you can do this, you can do this. And he said, has this ever happened to you? And he paused, took a few steps, composed himself, regained his place, and gave a wonderful keynote speech. The keynote speaker, world champion, an audience of 2,000, on demand, live video around the world, and he lost his place. And I, at the back of the room at the sound booth, because I was announcer that day, I found myself saying, come on, Ed, you can do this, brother. Come on, you can do this. That's the general attitude of your audience. They want you to succeed. It's not the fear of speaking, it's the fear of public, and the public is on your side. So if you still feel nervous, consider this. It comes with practicing being in front of other people. You can start simple with your family. Here in the USA, we have so many opportunities. July 4th, Independence Celebration, we get together, have barbecue and roast some dumpling and some chicken and some, Americans have burgers. We have jerk chicken, right? And rice and peas and curry goat, okay? We have holidays like Thanksgiving. We give God thanks for the meals. We have family, we have friends over, we talk, we joke, we laugh, we have fun. Christmas time, we get together, we tell stories. And that's your chance. You can use your family as your guinea pig. Practice on them. Initiate conversations, don't just join them. Participate in table topics at Toastmasters. Get accustomed to get used to being in front of people. So before long, it's 3 or 4 or 5, then it's 10, then it's 25, then 50, then 100, and you have a level of comfort with a larger audience. There's one caveat. I know when I get concerned on stage, when I'm not prepared. So give yourself every opportunity, prepare for every speech project, prepare for every contest, and participate in contests. You know why? It's a fast way to learn and get better quickly. Okay? So just do it. Start with people you know. Get accustomed to conversation and to speak in public. Say yes for table topics. Say yes for projects. Say yes for Toastmasters, to be Toastmaster. And after a while, what happens is you find the fear of public embarrassment goes away. And if you're prepared to leave your message, the audience does want to hear it. Okay? This one comes from Finley in the Cayman Islands, I believe. What are the strategies to determine which speech to do at what level of competition? Here's the good news. In Toastmasters, you only need 2 speeches for the competition, for international speech. You need 1 for club all the way through semis. Then you change that one and deliver a second one for final. Now, in my day, back in the previous millennium, we had to have 3. 1 club area division district, 1 for the regional, also called now semifinals, then a third one for the finals. Good news, you only need 2, okay? So work on the one you feel most passionate about. How do you find out what to talk about? Consider this. Think of a child in your life, okay, who really means the world to you. If you were going to die tomorrow, what one message would you give to that child for them to live their life successfully? Think about that. Don't answer right away. Really think about that and determine that's a message I have to deliver. Okay? That's how you find the message. Now, some people that want to get ready for contest, they have 1 speech ready for club through semifinals, and they have a second speech for the finals. No problem. They have to be different. The question is, which one do I give first? Give your best one first. I have met Toastmasters who've gone all the way to the semifinals, and they have 2, and they say, okay, I'm going to give my second best one here. I can win with this and save my best for the final, and they lose the semi. Others say, I'm going to give my best right here, right now. They give their best in semi and they win the semi. Okay? But they have 2 more days to tweak the last one. I say bring your best first every time. You may have some more time, 2 or 3 days to tweak your second speech and make it even better. But don't risk your second best first because you might not get past that level. Okay? Remember now, you only need 2. If you choose to do 4, that's up to you. But you only really need 2. Second question on strategy, on how to interact with other competitors without giving away too much of your speech. Don't give away any of your speech. Why would you need to share any of your speech with a competitor? Okay? The only time I really met my competitors at any level was at the contest itself or at higher levels at the briefing first and then the contest. At the briefing, all they need to know is my speech title. I give that to the contest master. Other than that, no other need. Now, true, at the higher levels, they tell you, you need to come for a microphone check. So please give us part of your speech. We want to hear you're loud and you're soft. We want to set your personal volume levels for your speech. And most speakers do just that. They give a part of the speech. Me? No, sir, not me. What did I do? I recited the alphabet with different inflection and different volume because I wanted the sound person to get those volume levels and give away nothing of my speech. I'm serious. I was like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I mean, I did the whole alphabet. Ridiculous. And one guy was laughing his head off because he said, man, you don't reveal anything, do you? I said, no, not me. You will hear my speech when they call my name. There's no need to reveal any of your speech, but simply be cordial, be friends, interact, no problem. Be kind, be cordial, be friendly. There's no need to reveal part of your speech. And the last piece is, do I have any tips on strong conclusions? Your conclusion really should include a call to action. Your conclusion should prompt your audience to want to act in some way. So I always pose this question to my clients, my friends, and my fellow Toastmasters. You want to ask yourself, at the end of my speech, what do I want my audience to think, to feel, or to do? Now, for a Toastmaster speech, you only have 7 minutes. You can't have them doing all three. So think about one. What do you want them to think, to feel, or to do at the end of your speech? Your conclusion should drive them to one of those actions. If not, you need to tighten your conclusion and focus on your message and the objective. And your message you need to be clear on. You should be able to articulate your message in 10 words or fewer with conviction. If you watch my 1995 World Champion speech, I can tell you what was my message. My message is everyone deserves a second chance. My secondary message, let's work together to eradicate intolerance, indifference, and ignorance. Very crystal clear. My last line, yes, let's kill the beast. Action, do something. What beast? Intolerance, indifference, and ignorance. Why? Because everyone deserves a second chance. So my call to action was to prompt the audience to be convinced intolerance, indifference, and ignorance are the real beast we must face, and we are the ones who must act to kill that beast. Very clear my conviction. Your conclusion must have a clear conviction, a clear message, and prompt them. What should they think? What should they feel? And what should they do after hearing your presentation? That's my last question. I hope that these answers you find helpful as you continue your Toastmasters journey. And I said this to all of you in the webinar earlier this week. It is about time somebody in District 81 from the Caribbean advances all the way to the World Championship and takes home the trophy. I'm the only Jamaican to have won. It is lonely up here. I want some company. So please continue to learn, to grow, enter contests, continue to be your best. And I hope to see you, many of you, at the convention this August in Denver, Colorado, USA. That's it for now. I hope you find value here. I'll talk to you all soon. I'll be back with you at some point in time. Just talk to Anik about that, or maybe Fabiola. We can make it happen again, okay? I want to wish you all massive success. I want to wish you every blessing. And I hope you'll make this day and every day an outstanding day. Peace, one love. Yeah, man.